Crackin Natties.
Came in early.
Crackin Natties.
Never gonna be perfect. Doesn't matter.
Crackin Natties. F it. Let's crack some natties.
You know, you could have waited 4 seconds to do that, right? So, oh, surprise guest. Oh, not really. My girlfriend. Yeah. Mackenzie, son of a bitch. All right. My girlfriend Mackenzie's in the studio checking things out, and I wanted her to stay. Don't worry, I told her to keep her trap shut, so we're not going to have to worry about anything. All right?
So do I bring this closer then? Or?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. You can sit in this seat if you want to.
That's great, right here. It's closest to the door.
It's closest to the door, because I might have to kick you out. I kicked Frank out once.
Good.
No big deal. But, yeah, welcome back to Crackin Natties. Little bit of a hiatus. I think it's been a couple weeks or so since I've been on. And you know what the funny thing is about doing this show? And I think I've told you about it. It's so fun doing it. And when you're in the process of doing it, then you go back and listen to it, and we have a lot of laughs and all that. And you put a decent amount of effort into doing the show, and you want it to be funny because all I care about is it being funny. I don't give a shit about – it's not going to be informative. This is as elementary as it gets. I just want it to be funny. That's it. And there's some informative things about like the Bills and the Oilers, and obviously everybody cares about the Goats. I mean, that's the important stuff because the Goats have been turning a lot of heads. And then afterwards, and then you get some input from people that are like, "Hey, the show is great." All I hear is, "That's the worst fucking thing I've ever heard." And they just said, "Hey, the show is great." I'm like, "No, I need you to tell me that of all the shows you've ever listened to in your entire life, in the last however many years you've been live, this is the greatest show ever." I don't know who I'm fucking kidding here. Like I'm freaking Paul Harvey or somebody like that. It's just, it gets in my head, and then I'm like, okay, I think I should be done doing the show. Who gives a shit if me and you sat and listened to it the last time after I taped? We were laughing pretty hard.
It was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
It was the funniest thing you've ever heard. See, I paid her $18 to say that. It's the funniest thing she's ever heard. So she knows that if she said that this isn't very good, that I would jump off a cliff. Mm-hmm. And then even if I died, I would find a way to go jump off it again. Because it would, so you have no other choice, and that's fine.
Every file you ever created.
Yes, of course. I you're trained to do that. I appreciate that. Yep. But I got to get out of my head. This is a stupid ass show. Thank God for Frank. Thank God we have Frank in his studio. Because the way I used to do the show, when I thought I would write for hours and hours, all this shitty content, all these things, only to hear it skip out every 25 seconds and some 3 gigabyte LTE service, and it was trash. But now, but that's how I feel about it. So this is the last show, just like always. And the very first thing I had written down here, I did not know that Mac was going to be here, but I'm glad she is because it's going to help me out a little bit. It's going to be fine. And Frank is not here, but Frank, who I also pay and make listen to the show. That's what I do to people. I don't get sponsors. I pay people to listen to the show. It's all I got. But I didn't get to the big idea last week, and I don't know if I should just wait for Frank to be here. And I don't know. I told you about the big idea, and obviously, like I said, you are not capable of saying anything negative. So, this is a portable studio. We can take this studio wherever we want to go. And my dream, because I have so many dreams, has always been to live broadcast. Oh, anything, by the way. I love sports. I love all that shit. But I know for a fact I'm never going to broadcast live sports or anything like that. And it'd be like, well, we can do live Bills games or we can do live anything, but that's going to be 15 seconds delay, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, fuck it. Let's start small. Let's live broadcast a fucking parade in Neola. Let's live broadcast a 4th grade volleyball game in Harlan. Let's broadcast a hot dog eating contest, which, by the way, imagine how freaking awesome that would be. It would be the best. A hot dog. Let's live broadcast anything. We can do it. And I can keep it clean. If I'm at a gymnasium around 4th graders, I'm not going to say, these are the worst fucking athletes I've ever seen. No, I can compose myself to to some extent, and obviously I'd keep the drinking to a way minimum, like just get really drunk before so we couldn't drink during it. So I mean I could compose himself, but I got a big idea. Frank's in, but Frank also says he's in on anything. You know, he's kind of like Mac here. He's like everything's great and everything's good. In the back there, they're like, this is so fucking stupid. But that's a big idea, and it's still way work in progress. And you know what I was gonna call it? That's the worst thing ever. You remember Anthony Bourdain?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I thought he had a show called Going Places with Anthony Bourdain, but I don't think he did. And I was just gonna call it Going Places without Anthony Bourdain. But I just
because
figured,
he's dead.
yeah, because there's no way that he would ever be able to be tasteless. But then I googled it as much as I could, and he didn't have a show remotely close called Going Places. So it could be called Going Places.
Going nowhere.
Yeah, Going Nowhere with Frike and Mank. We could call it something like that. So fucking
Can
dumb.
you workshop that a little bit?
No, I this is how stupid. This is what I stay up at night and think about. But so yeah, another annoying sports stuff. I wanted to get to the World Series real quick because I thought it was great. As much as I don't like baseball and don't really have a following or a team in baseball, that two teams that nobody expected to make it made it. Especially the Phillies, who barely even got into the playoffs. Bad news, though, if the Phillies win. I saw this on Twitter. The last 3 times we've been in a recession, which was like 2008, and then 2 other times dating all the way back to the teens or whatever, the Phillies have won the World Series every time we've gone into a recession.
Really?
The last one was 2008, and the Phillies won. So I don't want to cheer for the Astros, and I'm not exactly rooting for a recession, but I'd like to see what happens if the Phillies win. You know, see everything crash, you know, get one of those 2008 vibes again. It'd be interesting.
Does it get better?
What's that?
Does it get better?
Oh, then what? Then the no, it doesn't. It's going to be the fucking same. It doesn't
All right.
matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter one bit. So go Phillies. The Astros cheat. That's what we're supposed to say. So go Phillies. Go recession. Let's get that minimum wage back to $4.50 an hour.
Sure.
Start over. Get gas prices back down to $1.08, something like that. You know, let's just see what happens. Pull out your 401ks as soon as like Game 6 hits and it's possibly elimination. Pull your shit. Realize that if the Phillies do win, we're going to be in a recession.
Yeah.
All right. So that's sports. All right, Bills talk. I feel like I've already rambled for 7 minutes and 40 seconds. So Bills talk. Since I've been on the air last, the Bills did beat the Chiefs. Now, just because. Yeah, you see that. Yeah. 20 was it 24-20, I think. It was a great game. It was a really great game. But it was just a regular season game, and we all know back on October 10th of last year, when we were actually present at that game, they beat the shit out of them that game too. But these season games don't matter because there's about 100% chance both teams are going to go to the playoffs, all right? So winning is huge. I love winning, especially in Arrowhead. It's great, but and you know what? Everybody who's a professional anything says they're going to meet again in the playoffs. I'm going to go against the grain and say they're not going to meet again. Just because everybody said, should they meet again? Yeah, they're the 2 best teams, and not only the AFC, but the NFL. If you look at everybody, you know, the Eagles are the only undefeated team. Oh, fuck the Eagles, all right? And they're in the NFC, and nobody cares about that. The Giants are 6-1. The Jets have just as many wins as the Bills do right now.
Yeah.
Don't ever fucking forget that the Jets have the same amount of wins as the Bills on October 26th. So if the Bills lose next Sunday night at home against the hapless Packers, which, yeah, you never know. The points are 11. It may as well be a pick'em because you know Aaron Rodgers is going to be the most Aaron Rodgers night before Halloween in Buffalo. Nothing to lose. 11-point underdogs. If you would have looked at what the points would have been at the beginning of the season, it'd be a pick'em. All right. And now you got Aaron Rodgers 3-4 or something like that. The team looks like shit, absolute shit. But who cares about the Packers? We're talking about the Bills. The Chiefs game was great. I don't know what else to say besides it was a great game. But yeah, so moving on down further in the season, we got the Packers Sunday Night Football, and then the Jets, which is an easy W besides this year. I'm not buying. I'm not drinking the jet fuel yet, but we're going to beat the shit out of them. Maybe not.
Obviously. Who
And
are they right now?
I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are, but they're playing good football. They got the guy, the Wilson. It's not his name, is it?
Well,
Fuck, it doesn't matter. The guy who screws all the hot chicks, all the milfs.
yeah, he loves
Milf Hunter.
moms.
Yeah. Such an asshole. I can't think of his name because I don't fucking care. But Mac Wilson. That's not it. It's
Is
not
it
it.
Zach?
Zach.
Zach.
Wilson, is
Zach
it?
Wilson.
Fucking, he sucks. But good for them. Good for them being 5-2. And then I believe it's the Vikings who are 5-1. Maybe they had a bye week, 5-1. And then the Browns, which we'll be in attendance at in Orchard Park, which will be a tough game. And then the real shit starts after that when we get into Thanksgiving with the Lions and blah 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 blah. But one game at a time. We've also grown fandom of these guys up north, the Edmonton Oilers. It's a big deal. They just finished off a 6-game homestand, which, hey, I'm relatively new to the hockey game. 6 games in a row to start the season is fucking insane. And I guess they do that. So, and they played an assortment of teams from Vancouver to freaking, they were everywhere, and just finished up mopping on was it Carolina? Oh, the Penguins.
Penguins.
They lost to Carolina and they beat the Penguins. So they finished the 3-game homestand, and we can make this very brief because we're 6 games into an 82-game season, all right? They finished 3-3. I say that is worst case scenario. 6-0 was best case. 4-2 is worst case. Instead, they went 3-3. Defense has got some trouble. McDavid got hurt, but I think he's fine. We're swapping out goalies, which is like swapping out quarterbacks. I think you need to find your guy. You can't have dueling quarterbacks in a professional, just like I don't think you should have dueling goalies, even both of them. If they're both that fucking good, trade one of them and get some good draft picks or something and send one of them packing. But I don't know hockey because I'm new to the game. All I know is we got this guy named Skinner who's been on the team for 5 years. And then we got this guy named Campbell who used to be a Maple Leaf. Already too much hockey information. If you're even listening, you're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Hockey, Skinner, Campbell? This is stupid. But anyway, it's way early in the season. I like things are going. There's a couple guys from last year that weren't so good that are doing really good this year. McLeod, that's what everybody's talking about. But we still got the man. We still got McDavid. We still got Draisaitl. We still got all the shit. But long way to go. There's going to be runs of losses and runs of wins. But other than that, that is your sports update, I think. There's a few sports stories but we'll get to that later. But we need to get to headlines first.
Headlights.
All right. And you can't do headlights without
Goat update.
All right. No laughing during the show. It's so fucking dumb. All right. Real quick. I heard the goats got out a couple weeks ago. So the goats did get out. And then you told me the goats got back in, but there was like 73 of them. Did you?
The word on the street is that the goats escaped, but they didn't go anywhere.
They didn't goat anywhere.
They didn't goat anywhere.
Thank you.
They just had to come put the pin back.
Nope, I don't believe that because they got that that really prison-like electrical fence around, which seriously you could throw a leaf at and it would fucking fall over. But so the goats got out. The goats back in. Did I not hear you tell me that at one point there was 73 of them?
50.
50 doing a piss poor job. As much as I'm not gonna say as much as I praised them at the beginning. Looking back on it,
they're fine.
It's fun. They're fun to look at. The kids like teasing them and shit like that. But as far as a good a job they're doing, I don't know. I wouldn't pay them shit, but especially for being goats. I don't like when goats start acting like goats and don't do their real job. And the next thing you know, they're like standing, like trying to climb a tree or just do goat stupid shit.
No, they did tree stuff before. They didn't. I mean,
like do your job.
What's the expectation? What's that contract look
you're
like?
seriously paid to work 24 hours a day. There's no fuck off time. There's nothing like that. I mean, you could sleep, but we're not paying you to act like a goat that stands on a roof or something like that. It just acts like an idiot.
Do you think that the city or the Parks and Rec can dispute their contract? Like, we hired you guys to.
Hey, Jeff, the goats you brought are fucking idiots.
They're awful.
Yeah.
Awful goats.
Like, are they all carnivores? Because none of them are eating the grass. Like, yeah.
Did you
There's
give me the
2
JD?
homeless people that are dead that refuse to leave. They ate to shit. But all the grass still remains. And, we don't care because but these are bad goats. I don't know what the contract is. But now they're back. And then when we went on our bike ride last weekend, they were gone. Now they're back.
They're back again.
This is a sick fucking game that they're playing, that the goats are playing. I wonder if it's like, we're going to find out like a couple months from now that like there were no goats. It was just a figment of our imagination because all the shit that goes down at Big Lake. Think about it.
Honestly.
Yeah. Watch Dateline. It's fucking some serious goat shit.
There's some, Big Lake is on.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Sacred ground, some would say. What really happened like 200 years ago at Big Lake? Probably not. And the prison right there?
Sketch.
No shit.
It's
It's
really
and it's Halloween time.
Who really hired those goats?
That's what I do. You get your papers and you shuffle them like that. And that's the rest of the story.
Yep.
Did you hear about this one? Did you hear about these girls? Oh my God. And I shouldn't be saying this, but because you're my girlfriend, did you hear about the Wisconsin women's volleyball team? How deep did you dive?
Well.
How deep did you dig? How deep did you spike?
Well,
how deep did you set? And how deep did you spike again? This Wisconsin women's volleyball team. Tell me what you know about it real quick.
Well, I did a little bit of a search.
Oh, I did a lot of a search.
And all I caught was celebration tops off photos. The photos leaked. And then that's honestly as far as I got.
Well, you did okay. You sort of did your job on this one.
Tell me everything.
Well, I don't know everything because I don't do a ton of research, but all I saw was click here to see what really went on, and I barely clicked. And then all of a sudden it was just like bombarded. So yeah, you're exactly right. Leaked videos, leaked photos, celebrating the 2021 Big Ten Championship. Wisconsin goes batshit crazy in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way there were drugs or alcohol or anything like that involved from what I saw.
Not involved.
These bitches just went wild.
Right.
And being a male, now come on, I can say anything I want in front of you.
Sure.
These girls, it was like a goddamn porno shoot in there.
Really?
Oh yeah, and first they started off like real, like kind of like, yeah, I've got tits under here, and I'm not gonna let you see anything. Then you go to the next picture, and she's like, here they are, and then there's dancing. There's a vagina in one of the pictures. No, swears, there was, and I mean, if I didn't have such greatness in my life, I've been like, this is unbelievable, you know, like. And don't get me, they're volleyball players. You know, we're talking 6'4",
tall and great.
length. Yeah. I mean, the tit sizes range from like barely any tits, and then some just had monster size boobs, and it was insane. But they didn't do anything illegal besides some asshole just leaked them.
Recorded so many questions.
Yeah, but it was just a team, no coaches, no anything like that. Obviously everybody was over 18. So it was all, can I say consensual? Everybody's having the time of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you know what? I think a few of them may have a career in coaching. What would you think I was going to say?
What kind of coaching?
Oh, man.
Listen, I have celebrated several a win.
Here we go.
In my day.
Yep.
And
with the softball girls?
I mean, softball girls, volleyball girls.
What kind of pillow fight was that like?
Well, some things.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I've ever been like, I'm so happy and excited that I'm going to rip my vagina out.
I have no doubt that everybody's in their sports bra and huge underwear or whatever you guys are wearing. But I don't know. But I mean, they just got, you know what? I don't give a shit. Back in the 90s, late 90s, whenever you were doing this shit.
It was early 2000s.
Yeah, you could have been, guys, you guys could have been naked, 69 in each other, but nobody's videotaping it. But these days, everybody's.
Wow.
I'm just saying, I doubt you guys were.
Good for them, though. Team. Have a great time.
They did nothing wrong.
Never put that out there.
That's bullshit that they put it out there. Side note, they're selling out arenas yesterday was the first time that they got back in action. Completely swept the fuck out of Michigan State. 16,000 plus
Yes.
in attendance.
Yes.
So if anybody has
Good.
anything negative to say about what these girls did, look what they're doing now. I got money on them winning the national championship.
100%.
Yeah.
Can
I've
we put a
DM'd
flag in
some
their
of them.
garage?
I've not done anything inappropriate like that. But no, hats off to them. Sports bras off to them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wisconsin flag in the garage. Let's
yeah,
go.
I don't know if I can go that far, but I'm just saying it's a huge story, and I'm happy for these guys, girls, whatever. And you know what? If you weren't here, I probably would even say even more racy things, but I'm not going to because I'm a gentleman.
Thank you.
One girl had really, really big tits, though.
Good.
And then one didn't have hardly any at all.
Good.
I think she was the, what's the one that goes up, that jumps really high and sets it because you can't have too big of a rack when you're racking balls like that.
Setter?
Huh?
Eh?
No, setter sets it.
Oh, you said doesn't matter.
Spiker? Killer?
Killer feels right.
Couple killers in there. Jesus Christ. Did you hear about this? Speaking of killers, you want to talk about the best segue ever?
Yep.
Did you hear about this guy? About down south, about 50 miles.
Heard some things.
Seems like it's about 4 miles too north. 400 miles too north, if you ask me. So, a little town called Thurman.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want a little backstory on Thurman, Iowa, every time there's a slight tornado watch, this town gets fucking leveled. No matter what.
It's actually true.
Yeah, God hates Thurman. I'm sorry, but seriously, every time it should be. Every time there's a chance of hail, Thurman gets wiped off the map. It's a town of about 65 people or so. I've been there like once, but anytime there's slightly severe weather, there's a reporter live at Thurman, and there's just a guy looking for his cat behind it. Like, it said there was a chance of strong winds and pea-sized hail, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, this devilish thing came and wiped our town out. It happens like 2 times every 5 years. Thurman gets wiped off the map. But that's not what this story's about. That's not what this is about. Allegedly, do we say allegedly? Because we don't know if this is true yet.
We don't know.
Allegedly, over the past 3 decades, this guy, I should have names. I don't write names because they're not important enough to me. This guy who lives in Thurman could have possibly killed up to 50 to 70 women. I heard all women too, by the way.
Yeah.
All women, 50 to 70 women over a span of 3 decades, threw them all in a well, not in a whale.
Wow. What a story.
Wow. Thurman. Anyway, and no, this is the least amount. There's nothing to laugh about. I'm serious. This is a real story in Thurman. God. Still? Okay, are you done? My God. So he threw so I start this over. So this guy outside of Thurman, nobody's going to take my serious story serious. This is a real fucking thing that happened, especially around Halloween.
No,
shit gets spooky as shit. So he killed like 50 to 70 ladies over a span of 3 decades. And what we were just talking about earlier, that could seriously be up to like a couple a year. So it's not like he went on this mad Dahmer killing spree where he fucking killed it was spread out. And he threw them all in this well. And then that lie shit that you put down there. And then boom, he died in 2013. The daughter, who's got to be just as crazy, who probably was in on it too, is now coming forward saying that he did all this. And she's saying that she was too scared to say anything or say anything to the authorities, or nobody would believe her, that she thought she would get killed herself. In on it, by the way, if you ask me. So now they've got cadaver sniffing dogs all over the place, and they're finding shit. And there's going to be wells dug up. There's going to be bones, and there's going to be shit. This is going to be nationwide news. Usually Thurman only makes the news for they said it was going to be just 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, and our post office is fucking gone again.
Now it's 20 to 30.
And every
bodies.
year you drive by Thurman and it says we will rebuild every year, and it's just a rocking chair and some guy that's like looking for his dog every year. How many?
I mean, how many is that a year?
Thurman?
No.
Oh, tornadoes?
No, like if it's 50 bodies
All right.
over decades.
Gorilla math. 50 girls And I'm sorry, did you hear anything about anything other than a female?
No.
Whores. Prostitutes, did you hear that?
I
I'm
did.
not saying that
I
to
did.
take anything
I did.
lightly.
I
Yeah.
did.
Like some sex trafficking
Sex
going on
workers
possibly over
going
in
on.
Yep.
Yep.
And
then
now
he
bring them
brings
out here.
over
My daddy's got a place where we can bury all
this
these
cute
whores.
farm. It's really
Yep.
charming.
Yeah. Not that
Dead.
dead. In a well.
Ugh.
Hey, you mind if I get in your well? No, she's dry.
Well,
She's dry. Say it.
well is dry.
Brand dry. Did I do it twice? I might have done it twice.
It doesn't.
You know, one of these days I'm gonna get so quick with the rim shot and be like, and that's the officer said was the stickiest situation I've ever been in. So, drug stiffing cadavers, I guarantee you within 6 to 8 weeks, come Thanksgiving, Christmas time, they're going to dig up, they're going to get excavators and shit. They're going to dig up all sorts of shit down there in Thurman.
Did you see how much it's going to cost if they start digging?
You think we should sweep this one under the rug?
No. Just like, is there a fund? Is there like a
GoFundMe page to dig up?
Is there like
50-year-old.
part of the budget of the year is like we've got
Thurman uses up its budget January 1st every year just to put up a new electricity pole. I don't think they have
a $30,000 body digging fund?
Yeah. You know what? This is going to be the worst thing I probably ever say, but don't you think some things are just left? Do we have to? Yep, it's mean, isn't it? I can't say that. Just let it be. Let the old dog lie. Let the old dog sniffing. No, I'm not going to do it. Anyway, how much did you hear it was going to cost to dig up?
Well, I can't remember. You know, I've got a number thing, but it was either 30,000 or 300,000.
All right, I know a guy with a backhoe that owes me a favor. We can walk. We can walk that son of a bitch all the way down to Thurman. Spend a couple days there. You know, we slow down in the winter anyway, so we can go down there. We can dig it up and see what happens. I mean, odds are we probably shouldn't even be talking about this. But don't tell me how much money it's going to cost when everybody in Thurman bought an excavator after the town continually got leveled every year. I mean, it should be, if anything, they should be dug up by now.
What if this is a ploy for like a new restaurant in Thurman? And
or
it's
like
just,
a stoplight?
Yeah, and they just want to get people there, and they're like, heard we've maybe got some bodies, but we do have this new, like, Thurman Street Tavern.
It used to be Randolph that always got leveled, and then finally the heavens or whatever, Mother Nature gave Randolph a break, and then it just started just demolishing Thurman. So I think best case scenario, if we do take the backhoe and like bulldozers down there, we just get rid of Thurman.
I mean, it might be for the best.
Just push it all into Randolph and use that backhoe to dig a hole and just call it Missouri.
Push it into the well?
This is too much.
Oh, boy.
I bet you didn't hear about this one. Are we done with the
Sorry.
tragedy? I mean, did you hear about fentanyl pills and Halloween candy?
No.
You didn't? Have you ever opened a newspaper or watched the news in the morning?
I don't. I'm
surprised you don't do that. Yeah, it's only the sweet stuff, like Skittles and Sweet Tarts and stuff like that. And I think I was in the middle of getting the kids ready, so I really didn't give my full attention, but said exactly what I wrote down. Fentanyl pills and Halloween candy, only the sweets.
I mean...
So, it's happening.
What kind of non-sweets is...
Oh, like Snickers bars, Kit Kat bars, Milky Ways, Three Musketeers, Mounds bars, obviously the ones without coconut, because that's fucking trash.
Gross.
They're not in that. It's just like most of the Skittles. I don't know about the tropical kind. I think it's just a regular taste of rainbow kind. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. They said, I don't know, one in like every couple million packages may have a little bit in it. Now, from what I've heard about drugs and stuff like that, a little bit of fentanyl is not going to kill you. You know anything different than that? Or you got an OD on it, don't you? What do you know about fentanyl? Now, be honest. You're only saying that because you just don't want me to get into the fentanyl.
I know a decent amount of it.
Give me 30 seconds what you know on fentanyl, how much it's going to take to kill, let's say, a 280-pound man.
I mean, I'm not a medical professional by any means,
Right.
or a drug professional.
I don't know. 10 seconds ago, you said you knew quite a bit about
I
it.
mean, it's neither here nor there.
All right, say I've got 5 packets of Skittles, and most of them are laced with fentanyl, and I shotgun all 5 packs.
Bye.
Really?
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 pieces have fentanyl in it. Then it's just a good high, right?
I feel like I don't feel good about it.
All right, I didn't make it up. There is some fentanyl in some of the Halloween candy. I think they got most of it figured out.
Really?
Yeah, Sweet Tarts, Skittles, possibly Mike and Ike's, but I don't think so. Because it's Halloween candy, and Mike and Ike has yet to make the small box.
Who's
of Mike
making
and
a
Ike.
profit on that?
That would be the guys, our good friends down in Colombia. So you never heard about the fettanol?
So are we still as parents checking candy, and then we just
No, see, I
about
never
that
did
fentanyl
that.
or what?
I never did that. I could just tell them that. I could say I'm not going to give them a lecture on fentanyl, all right? If anything, get rid of
These are
trick-or-treating.
Dad's Skittles.
Yeah, and I see zombies everywhere. I'd say, if anything, get rid of all holidays so we don't have to worry about stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Or no Christmas and 2 Thanksgivings, which I've been banking for like the last 5 years.
That would be the best.
Yeah, because nothing's wrong with Thanksgiving.
No.
I think the backstory might be wrong with Thanksgiving, but as far as what we do for Thanksgiving, we don't have to get fucking cards and gifts and, for God's sakes,
Hunt for
motorized
things.
scooters and try to figure out. We just wear something like brown and like off-colored.
Comfy.
And, yeah, I had a huge beard last year for Thanksgiving because nobody cared. We took pictures. It was best Thanksgiving ever. And then there's Christmas. God forbid. I guess that's just sticking it right in Christ's face, though.
Thanks for everything.
So be careful out there, folks. If your kids are going trick-or-treating, there could be fentanyl in the sweets. Chocolates are good. And the last news story I had was from 3 weeks ago. I'm not sure if you heard about this. Did you hear about this? The Samsung Galaxy Notes.
What?
Were blowing up. Now, I know what you're thinking, being a millennial. They're blowing up like everybody's got one. Nope, they're not blowing up that way.
They're actually blowing up?
Yep.
What?
I think it's the 13s that are blowing up. And, I had a theory on this. The number 13, Halloween time. I think this was like a month ago, but still. There are some Samsung Galaxy 13, I think they're called Notes. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
I don't either.
Note.
It's Note, by the way. Yeah, they're blowing up in the worst way ever.
Like in cars?
That's like in general, like
just right in your hands?
Yeah, like this I have right here is just your standard iPhone Mini 12s, or whatever. It's not blowing up, and in any way possible, it's not blowing up. It's never gonna blow up, and barely anybody has them, especially Andre the Giant Hands. That, oh my God, excuse me, I can't. Something's wrong. Okay. I feel like headlines could have been better, but I don't think they could have been any better. Fuck the goats. I promise I'm done with goat updates. I'm done with the goats.
I hope something happens.
Wisconsin women's volleyball. That's a hot story,
It's
all
a
right?
great story.
Seriously, there used to be a serial killer.
There might be updates.
Yeah.
There might be.
What do you suppose? Just to pun cereal, like there was never like a serial killer that, or has this joke been done before? Like
Not like this.
Like breakfast cereal killer, like they just like flock to like
Brunch
sugar
killer?
pops and honeycombs and then you
Scrambled eggs?
can't go anywhere
Nope.
with it. It's spelled different.
It was
I don't know
alright.
if you knew that.
Mm.
Cereal and cereal
Right.
means the same thing to me.
Because you can't
Nope.
more than one bowl.
Yeah. So anyway,
Oh, boy.
that was headlines.
Head lice.
Oh, nope. I'm gonna save this for the end. Well, may as well. No better time to get to it than now.
Power rankings.
I think this was everybody at once is waiting for anyway, and everybody's just like, we fast forward through this whole fucking show just to get to the power rankings because that first 34 minutes, I don't remember anything that we talked about or
No,
said.
I wasn't here.
And it sucked, right?
Sorry.
No, what are you talking about? It's all me. I'm the one that does all the talking, and I'm talking into this microphone that I don't even think's turned on. So now, Now there he is. Welcome back to Crackin Natties. If you're just joining us, it's time for power rankings. The first one on the list, number 21, shitting bricks. Let me back you up here a little bit. So, shitting bricks comes from when you are so excited about something, you would go to any lengths, and by any lengths, I mean have an actual brick come out of your asshole.
Can you imagine?
Because you're that excited. Oh my God, my birthday's tomorrow. What do you think? Oh my God, I'm shitting bricks. Like, you know you're going to have to go to the hospital after that, right?
No.
Like, and you're never going to be able to take a normal shit again.
Never.
You're shitting bricks. I mean, even if you said, like, I'm shitting tennis balls, you might be able to come back from it. But a brick, 4 different sides, at least 2 inches in length. What do they call it? 6 inches? 2x6s, probably?
Yeah. Can you imagine the ones with the holes in them?
Oh, even worse.
Oh, Jesus.
Like,
Then, oh, boy.
I've never been excited enough to try to get a brick to come out through my butt.
No.
Like, and there's been a lot of things to get excited about in my life, but who came up with shitting bricks?
Mm-mm.
And you know what the worst thing about that quote is? It's not shitting a brick. There's more than one brick. It's shitting bricks, and it's not shitting bricks. It's shitting bricks because you got to get a little bit of twang in it. You got to get a little bit of Midwest in it. Oh, man, shitting bricks. You could offer me any sort of anything in the world, and I would never shit bricks for it. Like, hey, I got a duffel bag with about $3 million in it. All you got to do is take this brick, shove it up your ass, and then wait about 10 minutes, and then have this brick come back out your ass. So you mean shit a literal brick? A literal brick? No, but here's the kicker. Then we're going to do it multiple times because it clearly states you are shitting bricks. Mm-hmm. A little overused or not? Or do people not say it anymore?
I don't know the last time I've heard shitting bricks, actually. But heard it.
I mean, it's like shitting beach balls. It's at least it's
beach
round.
Balls would be easier.
At least it's round.
They're malleable.
You can't lube up a brick either.
You really can't.
It's gonna soak in all that lube. It's gonna
so
make
gritty.
it even more sharp and even more gritty.
Oh.
And there's different. I mean, the brick. When you think of or even like throwing up bricks would even be worse. Like,
no, they're chipping teeth.
Yeah, at least. But when you think of the size of an asshole and the size of your mouth, like if you were throwing up bricks, you'd be like, yeah, it's gonna be tough, but. You know, we complain about, what are those things you piss? Like pissing bricks, but those cell things that you piss out that...
Kidney stones?
Kidney stones, yeah. Like, if you said piss and kidney stones, I'd be like, I'm out. I don't want anything. And a kidney stone's like the size of, but a brick, be like, hey, how you feel about that Bills game this Sunday? Oh, I'm pissing bricks. What? What's wrong with you?
No.
You have some sort of abnormally large pee hole?
Why does shitting bricks sound so much more casual than...
Yeah. Like pissing grenades with the pin pulled. What? And who knows if it's going to make it in time. Ah! What? I'm digesting fireworks. It's number 21.
Mm-hmm.
Shitting bricks.
That's a good one.
Do you like that one?
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
I don't like the next one. I don't want to do it. Just don't know where it aroused.
Wait.
Number 30. Butt fuck Egypt.
I have a lot
Where you guys
of
working
questions.
today? Butt fuck Egypt. Now listen. Hold on. I don't think you heard me. Where you guys working today? We're out in butt fuck Egypt. So, you got on a plane. Still going.
Yep.
I just don't understand why. Now, this is definitely something that we can spend 30 seconds talking about. But I think it also deserves to be on the list because what does that mean? Or am I so stupid that there is an actual place in Egypt by Cairo?
Probably.
Called buttfuck.
Now,
Do people say bumfuck?
that was my thing. I've only ever said bumfuck.
Bumfuck.
But
Wait a minute. Did people say that because they didn't want to curse? Instead of saying butt, they said bum, but everybody always says fuck?
honestly, I've never thought about it. And
Because bum and
buttfuck
butt.
is the first time I've ever heard it. But I also never thought about bum and butt.
Now, this isn't something that I need, that there should be any sort of clever, like, it's buttfuck Egypt.
Where is that? Right?
Well, I tell you exactly where it is. You go due south about 200 miles from Egypt,
Sure.
and then there's absolutely nothing but sand. And
That's
then
it.
there's right in the sand right there. Welcome to buttfuck. Population everywhere you hate to be.
Yep. That feels right.
I've told you before that I'm working in bumfuck Egypt.
You have.
Bum or did I say bum or butt?
Probably butt.
Doesn't matter. I mean,
And I'm
need to
like,
keep
I
going?
know exactly
It's
where
not.
it's at.
It's not
So
a
Griswold.
Yeah, it's seriously anywhere, which I like to call south of Highway 92, is pretty close to buttfuck Egypt,
Yeah.
because that's when the old cell phone bars just fucking go directly down. But that's it. It's not a good one, but I think it deserves to be on the list. God, I can't get out of here. Number 65. That's not stupid. I think I understand what it means, but I'm just understanding, like, but really what it means. Like, number 65, you snooze, you lose.
Oh, boy.
Is that right?
Oh.
So you're telling me every night about 10 o'clock,
Yep.
I need somebody to just let me know how big of a fucking loser I am?
Yep.
Because you know why?
You're snoozing.
You snooze, you lose, bro. All right, that's it. Number 52. Why? Why? Because I decided to take a nap after lunch. What did I lose out on?
Nope.
Hey, tell you what, you snooze, you lose. Now this is derived from like not doing something quicker than somebody else, right?
Right.
You snooze, you lose. And I have proof every time I've slept and lost that I was fully awake.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even understand what they're talking about. Like, just because I'm not as fast as you or as stupid as you, I lost, but I didn't fall asleep at any minute during all those things. But hey, you snooze, you lose. It's just because it rhymes.
That's it.
What kind of happy horse shit, which should be on the list, which I don't know if it is you snooze, you lose. Hey, are you yawning? You absolute loser. Why are you yawning? What, are you tired? You're not going to fall asleep, are you? There's like maybe one or two guys in history that have never lost because they have no ability to go to sleep.
No.
Every time you fall asleep, just think about how big of a fucking loser you are.
You've lost
Every night.
everything.
Like, you had such a great day. You got the kids in bed in time. You know, maybe you relaxed. Maybe you had a glass of wine or whatever you fucking weirdos drink. But just think about this. Like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm going to sleep so good tonight, in the back of your head. Like, but if I go to sleep,
It's all gone.
I'm never going to be able to come back from it.
Lost it all.
Because I'm an absolute loser. Because once I've snost, I've lost.
I would prefer
people
we change it to snost and lost.
Hey, you snost, you lost.
Why does it make more sense?
I've sneezed and lost. You sneeze, you lose. No, then it would have to be, I sneeze. See,
Sneeze and
you
leave.
sneeze, you lose.
I gotta go.
All right. That door should be unlocked. That's so bad. I know when I auto picked these last night and I wrote them down, I'm like, and then I swear to God that I look at them, I write them down, and then I cross them off my list on my phone and I go on. So, I mean, I could probably spend some time. I spend 7 minutes getting ready for the show. And if somebody comes up to me like, hey, your show sucks, I'd be like, how dare you say it suck? I work so hard on it. I'd be like, no, I don't.
I worked for 7 minutes on
Yeah,
this.
I spent 7 minutes working on the show. But back in the day, I'd have a notebook full of shit. But fuck that. I didn't like that. You know, I got tired. So obviously I came up short as a loser when I went to bed.
Yep.
It's another bad one. God damn it. Thank God. Oh, 40. Oh, shit. We should be done anyway. Number 52. Whatever floats your boat. Now, if you want to move on to the very last one, there's only one answer for whatever floats your boat, and it is water.
It's it. What else do you want from me? The water.
Hey, whatever floats your boat. What do you know? Water floats my boat. Nothing else floats my boat. When it's on land or when it's up on the dock, nothing floats my boat. So, and I think this is, am I saying derived too much? This fucking microphone doesn't even work. And if we come back and listen, and I'm in here the whole time because I'm so sitting back and relaxed. Hey, I was sitting back here like, hey, man, whatever floats your boat. What'd you just fucking say to me? What? I don't own a boat, and I hate the water. Nothing floats my boat besides water. So whatever floats your boat. Nobody's ever talked to me like that. How big of a pompous fucking asshole are you to say something like whatever floats your boat?
So condescending.
Are you wearing a sailor's hat while you say that? Like, are we at some marina, fitness club, and then we go to the bar and drink fucking apple martinis? Because, hey, whatever floats your boat. What floats your boat, you fucking asshole?
Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious. That's the worst thing you could ever say to anybody.
I'll see myself up.
Hey, whatever floats your boat. See, so we're not breaking the funny bank on
It's so bad.
shit and bricks, butt fuck Egypt. You snooze, you lose, whatever floats your boat. And finally, I don't think we should air this episode.
No.
At one point, did you ever find that? How long do you feel like you've been sitting there?
4 hours.
4 hours. I actually thought that it's gone by pretty
No,
quickly.
it's been really fast.
Oh, for crying out loud. Does anybody ever really, I mean, when you cry out loud, can you imagine everything you say gets put into one of these? It's not cool. It can really, yeah, it can really keep you up at night. But don't go to bed because snooze, you lose. Number 68. You know what they say? It'll cost you an arm and a leg. Wait a minute. Back up here.
Where did this originally start?
Are you telling me that there's something out there in this world that will cost you an arm and a leg?
Diabetes.
That's the only thing that could ever cost you an arm and a leg. The war. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Because I'm going to do the rest of the show with the microphone on my forehead. Well, I went down to John Deere today. Yep. How'd that go? Well, bought me one of them there combines. Yeah, what do you have to pay for it? Buddy. Cost me one arm and one leg. Really? What's so expensive that it costs you both arms and both legs? Traffic, guys, because I got to get out of here. Did you get on a wreck? Did you get in a wreck on the way down to John Deere?
No.
Well, I was on my way down to buy one of them there combines on my motorcycle, and I got in a wreck. But after the wreck, I ended up buying the tractor combine, but it only cost me an arm and a leg. But I don't think that's why we're using that term. Like, we could go to the movie theater and it costs an arm and a leg. I'm like, really? It was $50. Like, the price of fuel is really close to an arm and a leg. Like, maybe like if your fingernail gets too long, or like if you get a haircut or something, like, nothing's really costing you an arm and a leg besides the things I didn't think about that actually do cost you an arm and a leg. When I originally wrote it down, I'm like, nothing costs an arm and a leg. Nothing in the world costs it. Well, freedom.
It's a one-time purchase.
Yeah.
Well, 2 and 2 for most people.
There's been about 7 things during the show that we probably shouldn't have been talking about, but that's the beauty part of it. Besides you and I, barely anybody is listening. So we can say whatever we want. Whatever the fuck we want, we can say. I knew last night when I wrote them down with the power rankings, which there's no way in hell I'm power ranking all these things, because I don't know. Because right now I'd put shit and bricks at like out of 110, I don't know, maybe like 80. But all of these are in the high 80s. But you know what? We got to get through all of them. And there's going to be a time. There's going to be a time when we get some really, really good ones. But we're just getting through some shitty ones now.
The surface?
When's the last time you ever taken your fingers and just done this?
I
What do you got? What are you doing? Scratching the surface.
just scratching the surface on there.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I can't.
Add it.
There's so
111.
Just number 111. Actually, I already have 111. I can't tell you what it is. Oh, you know what? We don't have to listen to this back, do we? Can we just publish it
Yeah.
so Mom can listen to it?
Sorry.
And I can get on the road and
And I'll never set foot in here again.
All right. Well, that's a show. It was fun. Fuck it. I know that if it's fun, who gives a shit, right?
Exactly.
It was fun, right? Did you enjoy it?
I had a great time.
Number one Halloween costume this year. Can you tell me what it is?
It's hot dogs.
It's not even
Should be.
close. It's not.
What is it?
The number one Halloween costume that people are wearing is Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ugh,
Did you know that?
feels tacky.
Yeah, it's very tacky.
In poor
Could you
taste,
imagine?
if you will.
I used poor taste already.
Dang it.
Could you imagine
Leaves a sour taste
kids
in my
come
mouth.
up to you and like, trick or treat? And he's like, oh, hey, what, here's this. He's like, and the kid's like, hey, you got any brains or stomach tissue in there?
Crackin Natties. Crackin Natties.
And Honey's like,
Crackin Natties.
damn it, Honey. I was at the store for 3 hours yesterday. I forgot to get arms and legs.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Let's crack some
That's what he
natties.
said. That's the stickiest situation I've ever been in.